I guess we'll begin where everyone wants to be today, and that's with Delgado. And, we've been down this road before, and it's just dumb. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's more of a story that's juicy for everybody than it is that important. But you can't win if you're a player. You cannot win if you are going to take on the fans. You're not successful enough. You can't be as good as A-Rod and take on the fans. You can't be Delgado, who is an aging player coming off a 4 for 49 slump against a disgruntled group of fans and think you're going to win when you don't acknowledge their cheers. The best thing you can do is just understand they're fickle and just give them a little tip of the hat and not cause an incident, because in the long run, you can't win. There's no way to win. You're going to fail 7 out of 10 times when you're hot. You cannot win, and Delgado will not win this one. There's just no way to win it.
I totally disagree with you, Mike. I think it was a great job by Delgado. I think the fans...
Nuts.
I think...
Nuts. You cannot win this with the fans. They're here forever.
Well, who cares?
Customers.
Delgado doesn't care. I mean, the fans would boo him tomorrow.
He's going to hear it every time anyway. He's going to hear it when you're doing well. They're never going to root for him.
He'd hear it tomorrow. He goes 0 for 5 today. He get booed in the 8th inning tonight. Popped up with man on second and third. Good for Delgado. The Met fan has been totally brutal with this Met team here all year long.
Right.
They haven't handled it right. They've been very nasty. All right, they got last year. I understand that hangover, but enough already. They booed Santana on the first start of the year. Harmon on opening day. Showing Weiss left and right. You know what? Good for Delgado. That's being a phony.
How is it a positive? Who's the phony? The fans?
Yes.
How are the fans phony? The fans are always fickle. Everyone.
Well, that's why.
As a player, you have to understand you can't beat the customers. You can't beat them.
He's not trying to. He don't care about the customers.
That's fine. So you'll never turn them around. So that's it. So you don't care. So let them boo. They'll boo every day now forever.
Let them. Who cares? I mean, they're going to boo him anyway. The idea
they won't boo him every time.
Oh, come on. He was 0 for 5 tonight.
Why was it such a brilliant thing for Beltran 2 years ago when Franco pushed him out and everyone made such a big deal out of it? Why was that different?
I mean, Beltran was here for 7 years. He's got a long-term contract. Delgado's out of here probably after this year anyway. They have been unmerciful to Delgado. I have no problem with what Delgado did. Mike, they booed him on Friday night.
They booed Santana. They deserve to boo him. He's 4 for 49. And he came off a game making 3 errors in the infield in Chicago. He deserved to get booed.
I disagree. I think, you know what? And the fans at Shea have been terrible all
They've
year.
been wrong about some guys. But this isn't going to turn it around. It's not going to make it better. Now you're at war with the fans, and you can't win.
I mean, again.
You can't win.
If he was 0 for 5 tonight, they'd still boo him. So that curtain call would mean nothing. He'd get booed tonight.
But
there's no long-term advantage.
There's never a long-term advantage.
Why go out there?
Because you have to placate the fans. You can't beat them. You can't beat them.
He's not trying to beat them.
You can't. But then you have no home field advantage ever.
That's fine. Listen, I give Delgado a lot of credit. He showed guts. I wouldn't have gone out there either.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I wouldn't have.
It's the craziest thing in the world. You can't win.
He's not trying to win. He don't want to deal with the fans. The fans are giving him a hard time. When's he going to go out there, tip his cap, and get booed tonight in the 8th inning when he pops up?
But the bottom, he wouldn't get booed
How do you know that?
if he had tipped this guy.
Oh, you don't know that.
They would have given him a couple of weeks grace.
No, I don't
he would have bought some yesterday.
I don't think so.
Absolutely. And now he gets none. I totally disagree.
Well, and
it turned it around for Beltran. It turned it around for Beltran completely when he did that.
They still boo him now. He can't stay.
That's 2 years later.
He plays lousy at Shea. They still boo him out of the building.
It's 2 years later.
They boo him now.
It's 2 years later. You cannot beat the fans.
He's not trying to beat them.
Customers. They're allowed to boo.
And he's allowed not to accept the curtain call.
But that's wrong.
No,
he's a performer. You have to understand the fans are fickle. That's why. Hey, he's making all this money. He's got to be bigger than the fans.
No, I disagree, Mike.
He can't be like the fans. He's got to be bigger than the fans.
I disagree. I give him
He's getting paid $16 million
I understand.
a year.
That's fine, but he doesn't.
He doesn't expect some scrutiny for that performance? What's he getting paid $16 million for? For do what?
Mike, the Met fan has done an absolutely atrocious job this year.
Not when it comes to Delgado.
Well, they've done for the whole team, and he's part of that team, and they have been awful.
And you think that's going to win it? That's a positive thing?
I don't think he cares.
To pick a fight with him is a smart thing to do?
I don't think it means anything anyway because he gets booed tonight. I think Delgado did a great job.
I disagree. I think it's the dumbest thing he could have ever done.
Because
you can't win.
Whatever. He's not trying.
Yes,
You're
you have
making
to
it
win.
sound.
You have to make the park eventually. You have to get the fans behind you and get the fans behind the team eventually. Otherwise, you're playing on the road all year.
Mike, these fans are so fickle. They boo this week. They boo next week. You're making it sound like that this would have undone all of that.
No, it would have helped. It would have helped. It helped Beltran 2 years ago immeasurably.
And they They boo him
2 years
now.
later.
They boo him now. He gets booed now when he makes out.
He doesn't get booed a lot, though, Beltran. He does not get booed a lot.
I mean, come
now, listen,
on.
they've been wrong at times this year, but that's crazy. The guy's coming off 4 for 49. They are going to bury him now. They're going to bury him. They're going to make it impossible for him to play here.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
and they've run guys out of towns. Fans can run guys out of towns. They've done it before.
Well, they can't run him out because he's got a contract.
Yeah, they can make his life, but they can put him on a bench if he's playing.
No,
he's playing on the road all the time and he stinks. You know what? It's going to get miserable.
They're not going to put him on the bench. He's making too much money.
Well,
they have nobody else to play first base. Now they got a bad ankle here for Lou. They have no other replacement.
You can wind up on the bench. You know what? You keep it up over 100 at bats, you're going to wind up on the bench. No one gets to stay 100 at bats hitting 4 for 49.
Mike, I disagree. I give Delgado a lot of credit.
Oh,
he wasn't
crazy.
a phony. He wasn't a phony
It has
about
nothing to do with being phony.
Yeah,
you don't have a relationship like that with the Mets, with the fans, where you expect it to be a quid pro quo relationship.
I wouldn't have gone out there. Those fans have been brutal. They've been out of line all year. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
You can't win with them.
I don't think he's trying to win, though.
It's to do what Beltran did. Just tip the cap and
Beltran
move
had to be
on.
begged by Franco to go out there.
But he was smart enough to do it.
And he still gets booed. This idea that Beltran now is loved by New York fans is absurd. They still give him a hard time.
No, they didn't for the last 2 years. They didn't the rest of that season. He didn't the rest of that year at all. It changed it around. We talked about it forever.
Yeah.
Why not just get 2 seconds, be smarter and bigger? You're a performer. You have to understand that the audience is going to be fickle.